A 28-year-old traveler sprints out of a secure international terminal, leaves all of his belongings behind, and runs straight into a dense forest. After that moment, he is never seen again. No guards were chasing him. He carried no illegal contraband. Yet during a final phone call to his mother, he whispered that he was being hunted. To get out, he had to slip past hundreds of airport cameras, scale a perimeter fence, and cross an open highway without leaving a trace. Investigators remain stuck on the mechanics of his escape. But it's an unusual medication prescribed to him just 24 hours earlier that complicates everything we thought we knew about his sudden paranoia. In July 2014, Lars Mittank traveled with his close friends to the resort town of Golden Sands, Bulgaria, for a typical summer vacation. He was a healthy, popular young man with a stable job and absolutely no history of mental health struggles. Near the end of the trip, Lars got into a minor disagreement with a group of rival football fans at a restaurant. The altercation ended quickly, but left him with a ruptured eardrum. This diagram shows the inner ear reacting to a change in altitude. Because of the extreme pressure shifts inside an aircraft cabin, a local doctor advised Lars that flying home with his ruptured eardrum was physically dangerous. He told his friends to board their scheduled flight without him. That minor injury trapped him in a foreign country, completely isolated from his support system. Lars checked into a cheap, quiet hotel near the airport in Varna, planning to wait a few days for his ear to heal. The moment he was alone in that room, his behavior shifted. In the middle of the night, he began sending frantic text messages to his mother back in Germany, stating that he did not feel safe. He called her, whispering into the phone that 4 men were coming to find him. He spent the entire night hiding in the dark, his eyes locked on the hotel room door. At sunrise, Lars fled the hotel. He took a taxi directly to the Varna Airport, specifically seeking out the safety of a brightly lit, heavily monitored public terminal. He actively placed himself in an environment with maximum security and constant surveillance to protect himself. Running away from this exact location a few hours later directly contradicted his own survival instincts. Before checking in for his flight, Lars visited the airport medical clinic for final flight clearance. The terminal doctor noted that he appeared quiet, though visibly anxious. Midway through the examination, a uniformed construction worker walked into the room to deliver a routine message to the doctor. The sight of that uniform triggered an immediate reaction. Lars stood up in a state of absolute terror, muttered a few panicked words, and bolted out the door. He left his wallet, his passport, and his luggage resting on the examination desk. Airport security cameras captured him sprinting through the terminal. He is not jogging, he is running at a desperate sprint, weaving past travelers. He bursts through the exit doors, dashes across the terminal parking lot, and runs straight toward a 10-foot barbed wire perimeter fence. Without breaking his stride, he scales the high fence, drops down onto the open field on the other side, and keeps moving. He crosses an open expanse and plunges into a dense sunflower field and forest bordering the highway, fully visible in broad daylight. Running from a perceived threat, he launched himself into a vast, unmonitored landscape and disappeared. Massive search parties, canine units, and drones scoured the surrounding forest. They found zero physical evidence of Lars's whereabouts. With no physical trail, investigators examined his final 48 hours for a psychological trigger. They discovered that the local doctor who treated his ear injury had prescribed a strong antibiotic called cefuroxime. This visualization shows how certain antibiotics interact with the brain. In incredibly rare cases, these chemicals trigger acute psychosis, extreme paranoia, and vivid hallucinations. A severe reaction likely distorted his perception, causing him to view an innocent worker as a lethal threat. The CCTV footage went viral worldwide, sparking a massive crowdsourced investigation and generating hundreds of reported sightings across Europe. Truck drivers claimed they picked up a hitchhiker matching his description. Others reported seeing him living among transient communities in Germany, suffering from severe memory loss. Authorities conducted extensive DNA testing on unidentified individuals matching his profile across the continent. Every single test has come back empty. A person cannot run into an open field in plain sight and simply disappeared forever. Yet, his trail ends abruptly at the edge of this highway, leaving only the vast, unforgiving terrain to speak for what happened next. Either Lars succumbed to the elements in that dense forest, or he is out there living a life he no longer remembers. If you found this breakdown compelling, please hit the like button so the algorithm keeps Lars's story active, and I will see you in the next mystery.